Hello dear students. In our previous video, we have talked about APJ Abdul Kalam, his birthplace, his parents. Also, we have talked about the Second World War. We have also talked about the Ram Sita Kalyanam ceremony. So now let us move further. One day, when I was in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramananda Shastri, who wore the sacred thread. Now, as you know that APJ Abdul Kalam belonged to Muslim family, he used to wear a cap on his head. So from that he was identified as a Muslim. His friend Ramananda Shastri, he was the son of the priest of the Rameshwaram temple. He belonged to a Hindu Brahmin family, and he used to wear the sacred thread which is worn by Brahmins. So when these children were in the class 5, a new teacher came to their class. APJ Abdul Kalam remembers that incident which happened at that time. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy in accordance with our social ranking as the new teacher saw it. I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramananda Shastri. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. So the new teacher could not stomach. Could not stomach means could not tolerate. So the new teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting next to a Muslim boy. The teacher told APJ to go and sit on the last bench because he belonged to a lower rank of the society. Both APJ and Ramananda Shastri felt very bad. When APJ changed his seat and went back and sat on the last bench, Ramananda felt very bad. APJ still remembers the image of his friend Ramananda crying. So it left a lifelong impression on APJ Kalam of his friend's feelings for him. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Lakshman Shastri summoned the teacher and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshman Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. So after school, both children went home and told their parents about this incident. And Ramanandan's father, Lakshman Shastri, he summoned means called. He called the new teacher and scolded him. He told him not to kill the children friendship by putting the venomous discrimination of caste and religion into their innocent minds. So Lakshman Sastri was very clear in himself. He told the teacher, either you ask sorry for the wrong you have done, or else leave the school and the Rameshwaran town also. So the teacher then said sorry for the mistake he had done, and due to Lakshman's determination, his thoughts about religion and caste changed. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid. Rigid means strict in terms of segregation of social different social groups. Segregation means separation. However, my science teacher Sivasubramanya Iyer, though an orthodox means one who follows the religion strictly, Brahmin with a very conservative wife. Conservative means traditional. Was something of a rebel. Rebel means in opposition. He did his best to break the social barriers so that the people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. Mingle means interact with each other. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. On par means at the same level. Now already you have learnt in history that the society was divided into 4 groups, that is Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudras, and that was strictly followed in Rameshwaram. So Abdul Kalam's science teacher Subramanya Iyer was a religious person. He was an orthodox Brahmin, but was a rebellion type of person. He was in opposition of this tradition. He did not believe in distinction on the basis of caste system. So he worked very hard to break these social barriers. He wanted people of different caste to interact with each other. He encouraged APJ Abdul Kalam to work hard so that he could be at the same level as the highly educated people who lived in big cities. One day he invited me to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. Now ritually pure means kept protected from all outside influence for the observances of religion. Means the other religion people are not allowed to enter. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. Sivasubramanya Iyer was not perturbed. Perturbed means upset. Nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after meal. Now, Subramanya Iyer, that is his science teacher, his wife belonged to a traditional and orthodox Brahmin family. She followed the religion very strictly, and To keep the kitchen pure, no one from a lower class or inferior religion was allowed to enter the kitchen. So when Subramanya Iyer called APJ Abdul Kalam for dinner at his home, his wife feared that the boy, who belongs to a Muslim family, would make her kitchen impure. So she refused to serve him food in her kitchen. Subramanya Iyer was neither upset nor angry. He himself served food to APJ and sat down beside him to eat. His wife stood beside the kitchen door and looked at APJ while he was having food. So APJ says that he doesn't think that she felt there was any difference in the way he was having food, or in the way he was drinking water, or in the way he was cleaning the floor after the meal. He wants to highlight that religion does not matter, as it does not alter the way in which a person eats food. So there is no difference in eating, drinking, or doing the things in the people belonging to different religion. Everyone, they eat, drink, or work in the same manner. When I was leaving his house, Siva Subramanya Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again the next weekend. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, "Once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted." Confronted means faced or tackled. When APJ was about to leave Subramanyam Iyer's house after dinner, he invited him for dinner once again. When Subramanya Iyer saw that APJ Abdul Kalam was hesitating, he asked him not to be upset. He added that if he had decided to change the system to go against the norms of the society, he had to be strong and brave and have to handle the situations. He has to tackle the situations. When I visited the house the next week, Shiva Subramanya Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hands. So when APJ visited Subramanya Iyer's house for dinner the next week, his wife made him sit in the kitchen and served him food with her own hands. So that was the change that happened. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. This whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. Imminent means about to happen. Unprecedented means never done or known before. And optimism means hope. So when the Second World War was over, that is in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom, which happened in the year 1947. So at that time, M.K. Gandhi, that is who was known as the father of the nation. He was a great leader. He was a crucial part of Indian freedom struggle. So he said that Indians would build their own India. The whole country was filled with hope and happiness. Everyone was experiencing such type of feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would get their freedom. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. APJ asked his father to allow him to go to Ramanathapuram, uh, which was the district headquarters for higher studies. He told me as if thinking aloud, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? So, seagull is one type of bird. So, when he asked permission from his father replied. So, in reply, his father told him that he knew that APJ needed to go away so that he could move ahead in life. He gave the example of a seagull which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. So it means it does not have a home of its own and it keeps on flying from one place to another. He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. A longing means desire. For they have their own thoughts. So, this excerpt from Your Children, which is a poem by Khalil Gibran. So, when APJ's mother came to know that he was about to leave home and wanted to go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies, she got upset. So APJ's father tried to calm her down and told her a few lines from a famous poem titled Your Children, which is written by Khalil Gibran. He said that your children are not your children, they are the children of life. Don't think that you can rule your children. They are a result of his life's desire for itself. They have their own thoughts. So he asked her to give them freedom to fulfill their thoughts. So I hope you have understood the lesson, My Childhood, which is an extract from an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam, Wings of Fire. Thank you.